Hey Melody, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to send you the video from the lesson that we did today. Again, great work with everything. It was nice meeting you. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Again, phenomenal work with everything. Obviously, want you to really harp on getting some time in this week to work on these drills. We'll kind of touch base next week, see where everything's at and kind of continue working on everything we were working on. So what I want to do here is kind of go over a little bit of the befores and the afters. Obviously, the drills also. That's the way you got some good stuff to think about and work on. All right, so looking here with our first initial filming of the face-on view, one of the things that I talked about right off the bat with the setup position is actually, let me split this view here so you can see both positions here. Number one, if you look here at the screen on the left, I did want you to get the sensation of getting that stance a little bit wider for me. You're getting a little bit too narrow there. I know for the purpose of the drill that in the video you'll see here in another minute, I had you standing a little bit closer together, but that obviously was to get the sensation of freeing up those shoulders a little bit more to get some better turn. So again, feeling like you were cemented to the ground from the hips down, and the only thing that could really swing would have been those shoulders back and through. So looking at again from this view here on the right, you can see with the center of gravity we were sitting a little bit too far back onto your heels, so I wanted you to get a little bit more tilt this way and feeling that weight getting a little bit more onto the balls of the feet. Again, that made a big difference there. It also helped you to get a little bit more grounded. Again, also getting a little bit wider with that will help also, so really wanting to, I can't harp on that enough, of getting that base a little bit wider and a little bit more weight onto the balls of the feet and just a little bit more bent over. And again, also with the grip, we just went ahead and made that left hand just a little bit more stronger. Again, remember those two V's that are created from your thumb and your trigger finger, we want those both roughly pointing up at that left shoulder on both hands. The left hand when we got outside was getting a little bit weaker and pointing somewhere pretty much up here. So from there we can see again, especially if you look at this view here on the left, this is going to be the most important part, especially with what we did today. We could see as that club starts to go back, club gets a little bit lifty there going back. We don't get a lot of coil and not a lot of extension, so we can really see this left arm here, well really both arms really start to break down there in the backswing. Not getting very much coil there. And starting down as we were coming through, we kind of losing our angle here, so kind of throwing our hands at that golf ball, and then we see these arms getting very bunched up here and continue to get bunched up on the follow-through, and you can see how close those hands are still to your body. Again, with that good visual I gave you of Rory, you could see the better extension that he had there, just so you have, again, that good visual here. Slide that over a little bit. You can see as he goes back, it's that full shoulder turn. About halfway back, we see that right shoulder starting to disappear. Then as you could see him come down through impact, see that good extension with the arm. So we could see obviously a big difference there with yourself and with Rory. Obviously, you know, don't feel too bad. This is a guy that practices all day, every day. So we just had to obviously get a little bit more focus on getting some better body pivot and a good extension. One of those drills I really want you focusing on. Again, this is something you can do at home, and you don't even need to hit a golf ball to do. And again, like I said, I was kind of surprised that you have not been taught this drill yet, so it's very good that we did that. Number one, you could see a big difference here with your setup position compared to the old one here on the right. On the left here, you even look from this position, look much more athletic. The stance is a little bit wider, have a little bit more tilt from your spine. Now from there, the big focus, what we were trying to feel, again, I just wanted to show you the comparison with these two. So let's go back here. Big sensation I wanted you to feel was getting that sense of that good head staying fairly still there, and getting that sensation of that good coil going back, so you could see how much more shoulder turn you have in the sense that your back is pretty much facing the target down there. And now from there, all we have to do from that point, since we got the job done with the coil on the backswing, is we just go ahead and let everything unwind through there. Again, if I split this view where you can kind of see your old swing here, let's watch the turn to the top. So you can see there, now watch the difference here with the turn to the top on that backswing there. Much more coil, your lower body, the knees are staying a little bit more flexed. You have a much bigger windup, look much more athletic here on the left. Now from there, you can see here on the right as we come through, don't really get through that shot much and not a lot of extension. Now we see that weight, everything shifting over. This drill, I'll tell you what, I've been doing this drill for a number of years. This is one of the drills that's going to be most beneficial for your golf game that you can do for a long time. It's always good because, number one, you're going to get a good stretch of how you need to feel, but also it's making your body aware of how those shoulders need to move in that golf swing. So again, very good work doing this. A few minutes a day will be very beneficial for your golf swing. The other drill that we focused on was that drill with the feet nice and close together. Now, I know when I obviously had you hitting more fuller shots where you're doing it with the stance being obviously at normal width. Purpose of this drill is I want you feeling pretty much from the hips down. You're going to be more cemented to the ground, where now the shoulders and the arms here have to do all the work. Preferably, obviously, the shoulders. The hands and arms are just going to kind of go along for the ride. But again here, if I could split this view and pull up your other one here, I want you to watch the difference. Even though this is a practice swing, watch the difference of that club traveling back. So we got the old one here. Watch the difference here as we get that club coiling, get you coiling back. We see a much better turn there, so much more of that back to the target. You could see here again, huge difference with the old one here on the right side. Now watch as you come through. I want you to watch the extension with the arms, so really seeing those arms staying a little bit straighter. Obviously, they will bend a little bit, but we can notice a massive difference here coming through the ball, how those arms are really yanking in there. And just obviously, I know it's good that we did it on a practice swing, but just so you have a good visual of actually hitting a ball doing this drill. Again, feet staying a little closer together, just getting that sensation of a good wind-up. Again, massive difference there with what that club looks like at the top. Yes, this arm is bent just a little bit. Am I too worried about that? Not really. The big thing is that we got a lot more coil there. Shoulders are doing much more work. Swing's gotten a little bit shorter. Watch the difference here with the old one as you come through, kind of lose our angles and really kind of flip at it. Hands are very close to the body. Now watch the difference here as you come through impact. We see a much better extension coming through. I know coming through that ball kind of jetted off there a little bit to the right. This is when we were first trying to get used to this feeling. But you could see a much better extension here coming through. So again, just for that good visual, we really get that sensation of that good wind up back and that good extension and release coming through. Like I said, whenever you're working on this drill, I want you to start small and build into that fuller motion. So feet nice and close together, hit a few balls like that. Just bunting those balls, nothing really far, just getting that sensation down. After a few shots, go ahead, get a little bit wider, add a little bit more coil with the shoulders. A few more shots like that, and same thing, add a little bit more width with the stance, a little bit more coil until we're at our normal stance, and then obviously, we're going to be making more of a fuller shot. Let yourself wind up and then go ahead and let it release. Again, also a big thing that I want to keep harping on is keeping that sensation of keeping that light grip pressure. See, then we'll see the club releasing a lot better coming through instead of you trying to hold on to it and trying to help the ball up in the air and trying to control it so much. Get the control from your shoulders. Let your hands and arms go along for the ride. If you got any questions about anything, you can always feel free to send me a text, give me a call. I'm always here to help. Look forward to seeing you next week.